Chairman Schiff, how did you get the news about this change?
We got a call, I think it was Friday night, from the director's office saying, hey, you know that hearing that we scheduled, that hearing in September that we offered to provide, and the hearing that we offered to do not just for the committee, but also for the full House? Well, cancel that. And we said, why? And they had no answer. That was when we first heard about it. They later sent a letter to the press that was meant for us, which we didn't get until after the press did. Obviously, something changed, Lawrence, from their commitments to do these periodic hearings to make sure that the Congress, but more importantly, the country, was informed about Russia's effort to help reelect Donald Trump. Something changed, and I have to imagine what changed was Donald Trump said, I don't want you to do this. I don't want the Congress to know, and I certainly don't want the American people to know. That's very consistent with his efforts to seek foreign help, his efforts to coerce foreign help, his efforts to beg foreign help, and his effort to cover it up.
Without these briefings, what are you and the Intelligence Committee going to be able to do between now and the election to discover what's actually happening?
Well, the community, according to the director's office, they're going to put this in writing for us instead of briefing us. And the reason why that's wholly inadequate is you can wordsmith a document to be literally correct, but completely misleading. And indeed, I think we have seen that, sadly, from this politicized intelligence community under Donald Trump in the past. Without the ability to question the witnesses, to test their assumptions, to probe whether they're misleading and what they omit from what they put in writing, we don't get the full picture, and ultimately the American people don't get the full picture. So Lawrence, we're considering what remedies we have to force them to provide the information. They're required, as the speaker said earlier today, they're required by law to provide it. It's not theirs to withhold. It belongs to the American people. So we'll use whatever we have to use. Public pressure certainly helps. Public pressure, obviously, forced the Postmaster General to reverse certain changes that he was making to slow down the mail. But we may need to do more than public pressure, and we may need to use whatever tools we have at our disposal.
Congressman Ratcliffe, who seems to still behave like a congressman, even though he's a former congressman, in his statement today, he basically accused the intelligence committees of possibly leaking information and saying he didn't want to provide this information to the committees, basically because he doesn't trust you. These committees, of course, have been getting briefed directly by the intelligence community every year, every week of their existence. But suddenly, this director of national intelligence has decided the committees are no longer trustworthy.
Of course, that's nonsensical, because what he's also saying is we don't trust the committees, so we're actually going to put it in writing, as if that's some kind of protection. But Lawrence, what we're seeing is really just an instant replay of what we saw in February of this year. When the intelligence community came, they briefed the House Intelligence Committee. Republican members were upset that the intelligence community informed Congress that the Russians were intervening again, and they were intervening to help Donald Trump. And Republican members of the committee reportedly went to the White House to complain, and Donald Trump responded by firing the then director, McGuire. Fired him for informing Congress. It wasn't a problem with it leaking. It was a problem with the Congress being informed. And that's the same situation here. I'm not aware of any leaks that came out of the last round of briefings. It did force the Intelligence Committee to issue a statement to the American people acknowledging the truth that Russia was once again trying to help elect Donald Trump. And of course, that's what the president resents. He doesn't want the American people to know that he's getting foreign help, that he's grateful for the foreign help, that he's doing nothing to stop the foreign help, that he doesn't believe that he can win a fair election against Joe Biden, that he needs to have the help of foreign cheating.